I've read many award entries in my time for small accountancy firms. In fact, I really enjoyed judging accounting excellence this year. And I often see this phrase that goes, "We do no marketing. We grow purely by referrals, word of mouth," as if it's a badge of honor. And when you ask them, "What's your marketing budget?" We don't have any. And firstly, this statement is untrue. When we talk about a marketing budget, typically you're either using your time or you're using money. And so money for somebody else to do it or your own time to do it. So the first thing why this statement is often wrong is that people equate, well, if I'm doing it myself, I'm not spending any money on marketing. Of course, there's an opportunity cost here. And these firms that say we don't spend any on marketing, well, most of them have some kind of social media presence. It might be infrequent. Most of them will have a website. These are all investments in marketing. Most of them will regularly talk to their clients. These are all investments in marketing. And as I said, marketing happens when you decide to either spend a bit of extra time or a bit of extra money on something that isn't the day job. So here are some ways that we don't even think that we're doing marketing, but we are doing marketing. For example, the phone call to ring up a client to see how they're doing. That's good account management, which is marketing. Jumping on LinkedIn to give an update. Well, that's growing our profile. That's marketing. So all of these ways, we often do that. Update your website. That's marketing. And all of these things are marketing. In fact, I run a local Facebook group, and it really frustrates me when I see people go, "Well, I'm not selling my business. I'm just telling them about this free giveaway, this charity thing we're doing." I'm like, "That's profile. That's marketing." And I often see a lot of people going, "Well, I don't market because I don't go out there." And what they're often talking about is, "I don't market because I'm not using outbound methods such as pay-per-click, such as cold calling, such as direct mail, such as advertising." And actually, they still are marketing. Now, a lot of people purely with their small accountancy firm rely on referrals on their own. And that's fine, depending on what you want to achieve. So, why is relying on referrals purely just on referrals? Why can it be a very dangerous strategy? Well, here's the first thing. It only takes a bad patch of client service. Maybe you've had, a poor performer employee-wise. I remember one of my first firms that I worked with had a receptionist that was really quite poor, and their referrals just disappeared overnight. So the first thing is referrals can actually disappear if your firm goes through a period of poor performance. Say, for example, you're doing very well and start over trading, very often your service suffers, so the referrals will suffer. In fact, one of the first KPIs I look at with a firm to see how good their service is what's your level of referrals like? Very, very simple there. So why it's that's one of the reasons why it's dangerous relying on referrals. The second reason why it's dangerous relying on referrals, it's really difficult to scale them. You know, they just come in is very often what happens. It's very difficult to automatically prompt them. Now, of course, if you write a letter out to your clients asking for referrals, if you, automatically at the bottom of your emails ask for referrals, automatically the bottom of emails asking for referrals often doesn't work, by the way, just putting it out there. Um, all of these things, once again, are marketing, but actually they're quite difficult to generate at scale. So that's one of the reasons why relying on referrals often may not help you reach your goal, because it's very difficult to scale these referrals. And that's why we often recommend to our members that they are very much working on staying in touch, adding value to their current clients. That is the easiest way to generate work. That is the quickest way to generate work. The second thing we then look at is, right, what are you then doing? Who's in your network who are great work providers that you have a good relationship with? And for most small accountants, that's the bank manager of your chosen bank. It will be an IFA, it will be a couple of lawyers. And very often, there are a number of people that if you stay close to, will generate you decent bits of work. Now, the third thing is we often say you need another channel, because actually relying on one is often there's something that can break there. Two is good. We often say three. So your internal marketing channel to existing clients, looking at referrals out to a network where you spend time with people. Then the third angle. So this could be pay per click. Now we always recommend using an absolute expert with this. This could be investing in content, social media, organic search. It could be even telemarketing. There's some people that we really rate that are very, very good at it. But typically, when we're looking at the channels to market, it is always worth really thinking about what's the right thing for our stage of growth. Because actually, what happens when you're sort of beyond under 250, you're very referral heavy with your marketing, and it's very reliant on you. And actually, that may be all you need. And the great thing about growing a small accountancy practice is because most people stay for a number of years, actually, your marketing doesn't have to be that good to carry on growing. And I know that you're probably hating me for saying that, but you compare that to a speaker or a coach who get, you know, short-based assignments. I've spent a lot of time on marketing. It's much, much easier. Now, one of the things we're doing in Amplify Your Growth Week, which is from the 19th of October to the 22nd of October, is one of the sessions that I'm running. So some of you may not know that I'm the author of the Financial Times Guide to Business Networking, the author of the Go-To Expert. One of the things I have spent the last 12 years now, and that makes me feel really old, is helping people generate more referrals. In fact, within the club, myself and my co-growth specialist, Ian Hughes, Ian is brilliant at the whole branding stuff. He's much, much better at outbound. He's much, much better at Instagram than me. He's much better at marketing strategy. And actually, our expertise really supports each other. And my expertise is inbound marketing. And so I'm going to be taking people through at 1:40 UK time in the afternoon on the 19th of October, how to radically increase the number of referrals you get. And I'm going to be talking about what some of our members have been doing. So, for example, how do you maximize the 4 ingredients that you're going to need in order to generate more referrals? So there needs to be an opportunity. You don't just get a referral because someone turns around and says, I need a new accountant. There's normally always an opportunity. The second thing is about visibility. So how are you getting top of mind? How are people knowing about you? The third thing is about credibility. And then the fourth thing is goodwill. And I'm going to be talking about how do you maximize those 4 ingredients and what can you do for each of those 4. And we're going to be sharing stories of our members of how they've maximized those 4 ingredients and turned on great levels of new work. So just to summarize what I've talked about, is I've talked about these people that are kidding themselves that they do no marketing and it just comes in through word of mouth. No, seriously, you will be doing some marketing somewhere. Whether it's just slightly over servicing your clients, these are all ways that we generate new business. I've also covered why it's dangerous to rely on purely referrals alone, particularly because it leaves you over reliant. Something can go wrong. And also it can often be it's not often scalable if it's all around you. And then I've looked at the different routes to market and the 4 ingredients for referrals. So if you found this useful, please put a chat comment, what's resonated with you. I'd love to hear what's really resonated for you in this session. Thank you very much. And I will speak to you all soon, but I'd love to see you all in the Amplify Your Growth Week.